Louis, you represent an industry that is literally driven by technical skills, mechanicals, or mechanics, diagnostics, and so forth, you name them. When you look at a CV from a learner who has completed a learnership or an apprenticeship, what makes you want to hire them? And conversely, what is the biggest deal breaker that makes you send that CV to the rejection pile?
DDG, thank you very much. Audience, it's a great privilege to sit here and represent a big industry. It's a very relevant question. So in the automotive aftermarket sector, and specifically the RMI, Retail Motor Industry Organization representing, we're dealing with an industry with around 23,000 employers, roughly 300,000 employees. We contribute 2.4% to GDP. But here's the thing, and this is that employees, if you do that calculation, you see that there's around 15 employees per one of those employers. So we're talking small and medium. So when an employer looks at a CV from someone who has just completed a learnership and apprenticeship, the first thing they want to see is real workplace exposure. Has the learner actually spent the time in that environment, in the workshop environment? Have they worked with diagnostic equipment, real vehicles, real customer problems? An example is the new occupational certificate, automotive motor mechanic, with 1/3 of a curriculum dealing with vehicle diagnostics. I've seen satisfied employers in the Cape Town area, especially who have apprentices at the Centre of Specialisation of the College of Cape Town. So a request from industry side is that the other TVET colleges replicate the success recipe. The College of Cape Town and Port Elizabeth TVET colleges have been exposed to this since 2019. We started with COS in 2017 and it ran to 2022. So a plea from our side is the recipe works at College of Cape Town, please replicate it. Because in our sector, a technical competence is a built through hands-on experience. The second thing that employers look for is a passion, attitude, work ethic. In small workshops, things like reliability, a willingness to learn, and problem-solving abilities are extremely valuable. The biggest deal breaker is when a learner has a qualification but lacks the practical competence. Sometimes there's a certificate, but the workplace exposure has been limited. So that's why workplace-centered training models and what Naftali alluded to. The Mesita has experience in the competency-based modular training model and has shown that that approach works. According to their report in 2020-2021, since 2014 they have trained 61,000 learners with around 17 qualified artisans through apprenticeships, and that clearly demonstrates the value of a structured workplace-based training. Why do I mention this date? The transition to occupational qualifications has posed real challenges. But also, a good news is that Mesita, QCTO, RMI has moved to find a solution, and I think it's necessary for the principals to also just take cognizance and say to yourselves, how can we position ourselves as a TVET college in this?
I was just waiting for you to say that.
Yes.
As you wrap up.
Yes. Now you've derailed me a little bit. But, okay. So the QCTO has initiated, myself and Naftali sat at the workshop where a chief director in Mbue explained the model where he said occupational qualifications is like or similar to CBMT, and we listened very attentively. If we can bring back a training to workplaces, reduce a time away from the workplaces for apprentices and employer, while we still maintain higher standards through the Mesita as a quality partner to the QCTO, that can work. I'm just going to move forward quickly. So I just want to close with this. If we really want to reverse, and we do have a 30% decline between 2014 and 2024 of qualified artisans in this sector, then the solution is clear. We need to expand workplace center apprentices with the support by industry, Masita, and the QCTO. Thank you.
Thank you.